Hey guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, how you doing? Okay, I'm gonna get right into it today because this is going to be a very long video. As you know, things are not going too well in the forums of the powers that be, and if you're up to date on the news, you know what recently happened, the fiasco with Mr. Asian Orange. Okay? Yeah, I don't know, I think that's the nickname he has. Sorry if I used it wrong. But anyway, yeah, so this is regarding this whole issue. It's a lot of information, so hopefully you'll be patient as I'm going through it because there's a lot. And let us begin. So this person that I am kind of giving you the information, or where the information came from, was recommended by him. We all know who he is, right? If you watch my videos, you know who he is. So if you go to BitChute under his name, you will be able to see maps. You'll be able to see all the information coming from specific entities under the powers that be that pretty much rule the world. You will be able to see all of that because her name is Celeste Sullum, and she was a former FEMA operative. So even though she was a former FEMA operative, she still has connections and links, and they send all of these things to her. So she is reading from the presentations that were given to these people, among others that are connected to the powers that be. So who are connected to the powers that be? Well, Army, Navy, all of those. So that's where this information comes from. So I'm going to be pulling up different pages to show and to not say things that supposedly this platform does not want you to say, but I'm still going to give you this information. So if you're interested in hearing what Celeste Sullum, from former FEMA operative, has to say about what's going on right now and the cure that they're trying to give everyone, please continue watching. What they're considering the cure for this, and what they are calling this, well, this is what it actually is, per Celeste, per her information that she has been getting through her sources. This is a nanofusion of biological life and robotics construct. It is a hollow with payload capability depending upon the frequency it can deploy, and these are the things that it's deploying: toxin, poison, bacteria, virus, fungus, explosive, curses, that's right, I said a curse, as in I place a curse on you, yes, other spiritual elements such as demons. So I know you're probably like, excuse me, you said what? Yes, but think about it. You have to think about it. If we are atoms that are vibrating, and the atoms have little to no mass, and you can take this entire planet and pretty much put all of our mass together that our atoms contain, everyone and everything, and fit it into the pinhead, into the tip of a pin. Why is that so out of sorts for you? A being that is not of our genetics can shift, can do many things that we cannot do and that we don't understand. So why couldn't it get itself in a the tiniest of sizes and be put into a supposed cure, or what they're calling, so that it can be deployed to everyone on the planet? This is what she's saying, and this is what they did. So particles were released in different parts of the earth. A map, and you can see this map on netstrain.org. It will show the map and the statistics. Back on December 21st, 2019, we were told it was in the US. It started in Washington State. It was in the heart of America. It started in New Plum Island, which is in Manhattan, Kansas now. This was deployed in the US. And on the map, you can see there were different particles deployed in Europe, China, Australia, New Zealand, and Africa. So like I said, you can go and check out the map. So what was in it? What more was in it? How was it constructed? So this thing, this what did it have in it? How was it constructed? It contained some human bits. It contained bat, civet, pangolin, and it was originally reported that it had snake. It actually had, because this supposedly is a separate thing that you can have. So it did have actually some of this. It had MERS, SARS-like, it had HIV and other unknown elements, and another 21 different elements. So yes, that's what they deplored throughout the entire world, and everyone got a different dose. So maybe New York got the one with the bat and the civet, and then, you know, further out, maybe the lands further out got other, well, you know, I just explained it, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Now, the cure. Now they're rushing us to get this cure. They put this out, they funded it, they created it, then they came up with the cure. So what he talks about when he says that they devise a plan, then they come up with a strategy, and then they kind of force us to say, hey, fix it, fix it, fix it, is very true. If you follow him, you'll know what I'm talking about. I forget exactly what he calls it, but yeah, so that's exactly what they did. So now that they have a cure, now the cure is they want the cure to be had by everyone. And this is what Bill Gates is talking about with his lovely, lovely wife. They sit down in front of a camera, knowing very well that they're not going to put this inside their bodies. And this is what they're saying that they want everyone on the planet to have. So make no mistake, they're going to fight tooth and nail to get this into everyone. And this is what it has. This is what is formulated with. It has aborted fetal cells from Caucasian males because they are easier to edit. It causes psychological stress to the body and induces fear and compromises the immune system. So imagine all of these things that they actually put in the initial shot that went out to not shot, but the initial thing that they started with. Imagine, look at what it did to all the people with underlying causes. That's why so many people started dropping, because if you already have heart disease, if you already have lung disease, if you already have something really bad that's going on in your body, you're barely getting by, and all of a sudden they drop this on you, you're not going to survive. But let me continue. So they have what's called mRNA. It's a fatty lipid, and in the fatty lipid is a hydrogel. So basically, I'm not going to go through all the scientific names because the hydrogel has a bunch of crap in it, and that's all you need to do. You need to know it's basically a hydrogel. That's what it's called. And let's see what else. So in this hydrogel, there's a quantum dot in the hydrogel, and it includes 33 classifications of robots. So you're basically getting nanotechnology inside of you, inside the fatty lipid they're calling hydrogel. They have humanized mice and humanized plants. And basically what that means is that they've, injected mice with human DNA, and they've done the same thing with plants, and then they took it out and they put it into this cure. Then they have the luciferase enzyme. Of course they're going to have an enzyme named after him. And they have sterilization chemicals by UN mandate. So if we all take it, and if we all agree that this is the cure, then every man, woman, and child on the planet is going to be sterilized, pretty much. So the next thing they put in it is a drug cocktail to combat NCD non-communicable diseases such as heart disease, stroke, obesity, diabetes. So what that means is that if you don't have heart disease, stroke, obesity, or diabetes, imagine what that is going to do to you if you're being given a treatment for something that you don't have. These medications are pretty powerful, and combined with all the other stuff, what is it going to do to you? So this has new and many include tardigrades, or resurrection plant for biostasis, thermal experiment in the fatty lipid, and miscellaneous adjustments. So, okay, camera, you know, my camera likes to overheat, so I might be repeating things a little bit, and also this information is really hard for me to get through, so if you, still shocking, it's still a punch in the stomach to me. First time I saw Celeste's video, and it's really hard to say these things as well. But anyway, so the last thing that it had was or what it may also include are the tardigrades or resurrection plant for biostasis, thermal experiments, and the fatty lipid, and other miscellaneous adjustments. So the special delivery that is putting all of this fun stuff inside of you is going to be through the fatty lipid, with all the goodies inside. So that's why which is in the hydrogel. So just, you know, try to be familiar with these words, because this is the terminology they're using that's going into this cure. So their bottom line, because of course they always have a bottom line. We were given access to technology humans had no business having, including the cure. So it's about ready to gut your physical body like a fish and make your body a habitation or container for, please, again, prepare yourself for the information I'm giving you, or hopefully you're already prepared. But it's going to make us a container, everyone who gets this cure is going to be a container for demons, fallen angels, aliens, your spiritual half will be done away with until depopulation, which is what they initially wanted to begin with. So let's just continue. The AI neural attendant. Your mind is already being gutted through chemicals, neuroweapons, psyops, to be an empty container that will dream new world order into existence. As you know, as a human being, that's what we're capable of. That's what the law of attraction is all about. That's why I'm always telling you, be mindful of what you say and make good decisions, because the better decisions you make, you have control over your life. And we create through thought, we create through feelings, we create through just our being. That's what they're talking about. And these are the things that people don't believe they're capable of doing. And that's why we're in this situation. But let's continue. The AI neural attendant captures, records, evaluates, and reports in a counterfeit book of life. When you take the cure, you accept transfer of ownership of your immortal soul and your body to alien masters. From NASA, there is a document titled The Imagination Engine, aka Creativity Engine, aka Creativity Agent. Current AI, best bet, not a rule-based expert system. This generates new ideas, concepts via starving a trained neural net of meaningful inputs, forcing it to a dream to gut it. So to create new concepts, etc., an attendant neural net used to capture, record, evaluate, and report on these writings. So anything that you're doing, you're reading, you're creating it's going to be done away with, because the cure is going to be reporting every single thing that everyone on the planet is actually doing. And I'm sorry, but I did take down a lot of information, so I can't go into extreme detail, because again, this is the information coming from the powers that be and the entities that work closely with them. So, virtual earthly domain. At this pivotal moment in history, there is a military convergence of autonomy, robotics, biotech, AI, and neurotech to create a digital twin architecture that will forge a virtual earthly domain. Basically, a satanic domain. Digital twin. This is a replica of a living or non-living physical entity, refers to a digital replica of potential actual physical assets, like your physical twin, processes, people, places, system, and devices that can be used for various purposes. And this is straight from NASA. And why? This is pretty much why they're doing all of this. This is pretty much an inexpensive, motivational, asynchronous, web-based distance education, and this is what it enables. Demise of the U.S. underclasses, wealth creation from enabled invention, stabilization of world population, rapid technology diffusion, equalization of haves and have-nots, altered political military outlooks worldwide, and i.e. changes everything. Now, they're going to, once it's out in the public, they're going to start saying, yes, you know, everyone's going to be equal. There's not going to be poverty anymore. But the thing is that it's not going to be in the way that we think. We're thinking, yes, no more hunger, no more, you know, we're going to be equal. No, it's going to be a few people at the top telling everybody, telling the entire planet what to do and controlling every aspect of their life. That's what they're talking about. Magical graphene material, and this will be the glue connecting AI to humanity. So graphene, never heard that. So yeah, graphene. So graphene will allow, this is what graphene is going to allow. They're going to put a position of navigation timing for precision targeting and a kill system replacing GPS. So once you get the cure, your body will begin to change. And through this graphene that they have yet to invent, but through the graphene, your body will be ready to accept the graphene. So they're going to, let's say you're a criminal and you just stole, I don't know, the crown jewels, and they need to get you because you're crazed and you stole the crown jewels. Once the graphene goes into play, once they start introducing that into the population, into the powers that be everywhere, they're going to be able to pinpoint you and make you explode. Because guess what? The cure has explosive material in it that you would be taking if you take the cure. So, graphene plasmonics, smart contacts for computing, navigation, communication, nanosensor, human to machine interface device by 2025. What, 4 years away? These new systems will require a move from 5G to 6G to deploy quantum computing and the AI human. So 6G is right around the corner. Remember what I told you? Remember what I told you, what that does. And I don't have my little, so I just said it, but that depletes the body of oxygen. Let me just get my little. So this right here depletes the body of oxygen. Has been depleting the body of oxygen. So what's going to happen when it goes further with the graphene? So, oh boy, there is a lot of information. I'm going to kind of skim over the rest of this. There was a fusion of the World Medical Association and the World Veterinary Association. And then again, this is Celeste. If you want to see her video, she can go into further detail of that. But they have been combined. So they're treating human beings as animals without our permission, without this. Of course, it's not going to be published. Of course, you're not going to know about it unless you get this information from people like Celeste. How are you to know? So I'm going to shoot a little bit forward and I'm going to go into, and you might not really understand a lot of this, but I think that I have gotten to the source of the message that I'm trying to get to you. Quantum technology. There's a lot of information, so I definitely recommend you see her video, but quantum technology is going to be soon a part of our reality. It's a class of technology that works by using principles of quantum mechanics, the physics of subatomic particles, including entanglement and quantum superposition. So with this tech, they are infusing cipher keys into the nanocubes in the hydrogel and the quantum dot, which are then sealed and encrypted, going into cures, medications, food, water, and have begun to be aerosolized. So I think I'm gonna end it here. There's so much more information that you can know, but the bottom line is that we're going into quantum physics now. There's going to be quantum computers. She mentioned that really there's no use in you getting a computer or worrying about having a computer because of the quantum physics that are going to be integrated into society. Really, they want, after 2025, they want to start creating a non-human, a synthetic human. And as you know, if you follow, I love to follow some of the more scientific not shows, but memes on the internet and things like that, they're already creating fake cells. So the technology that the powers that be actually have is far more advanced and far more foreign and alien to us than we can conceive, and they are creating. So they can create a synthetic human without a soul. They can definitely do that. That's what these grays are when they come to visit the planet. They have been created by their masters. And what you have to understand, I know this is very confusing, that's why I recommend watching the video. All of this is in connection. Our spirituality, it's just all connected, because we are being attacked from every angle. We are being attacked by actual beings from other planets. We are being attacked spiritually, and these beings are in the lower fourth dimension, trapped where God has put them for a reason, and we're being attacked by the powers that be that are in control over the masses. So it's a mix, and I'm just trying to simplify this for you so that you understand. If the power of no, if we don't use the power of no and say no to this cure as a group, as a whole, a lot of us, it's going to get to the point where it's either humanity survives or they don't. And this is where religion for me comes in. This is where the 3 days darkness comes in. And I think the 3 days darkness, if this escalates any farther and everyone starts going out in droves to get this cure, which is the mark of the beast, you're pretty much opening yourself up to things that you never thought would affect you. And part of that is being possessed. Part of that is allowing an entity that is not of our frequency, because you can say it in different ways. You can say, oh, you know, it's a spirit, it's a ghost, if you want to say that. They're just from a different frequency. And some entities are highly intelligent. They're in different dimensions, they come from different frequencies, and they can attach to a human aura if that human has the right ingredients. And that's what they're trying to do. They want to get rid of humanity as it is right now, in the image of how we were made, in the image of God, which our essence is our consciousness. And once they get rid of the consciousness and the soul, they have an empty cavity to do what they will. And that's the end game. That's where they're headed towards. There's a lot of other technical things, like, let's say everyone does get vaccinated. It doesn't end there. It's going to be aerosolized. It's going to be in the air. They're going to have swarms of smart dust that they're going to attack us with, that attacks the lungs. Once this stuff is in you, there's no getting it out. So this is what the cure is. This is what they want. I'm so tongue-tied. I'm so upset about all of this. I hate that I even have to get on here and do this and to say this. This is just horrible. But this is what they're giving you as a cure for this. That's their cure, and that's their plan for us all. So again, I'm going to end the video here. I think it's long enough. I think I've given you enough information to make you wonder. If you want more, or if you want me to go into detail, because there's so much more information and so much comparisons that I can make, I will do a second video and give you the rest of the information. But I think that this is enough so that you realize where this cure is coming from. Hopefully you have done your research and you know what is really going on. And I hope that you do go to BitChute, check out him, and check out the video, Celeste Solemn's video, and go to her information. I believe it's the celestialreport.com. You can get more information from her, and she is the former FEMA operative. I think that they are very valid and very good resources to have if you are on the fence about any of this. But anyway, guys, make good decisions, stay healthy, and always remember the power of no will set you free. And I believe that God is on our side. I believe Jesus is on our side. We have to have faith, we have to have hope, and we have to stick together. So with that, have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.